Welcome to Hammer and Nails with Skip and Alison Bedell.
We're here. We're late. Get used to it.
Late?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Tuesday, though.
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
Wait a second. It's Tip Tuesday.
It's Tip Tuesday.
That means you guys are sending in your questions to Hammer Nails Podcast. But before we do that, I'm Skip Bedell.
I'm Alison Bedell.
And welcome back, guys.
Hi, thank you for coming back. We have been summer slacking. We have been putting out our podcast every Tuesday and Friday. It has been out, but it hasn't been out at midnight, at the stroke of midnight on the beginning of each of those days.
Well, let's realize that actually is a courtesy because we put it out at midnight and like for the people on the West Coast to get it like at 9 o'clock at night. So it's even the day before. So
yeah,
technically we're on time.
Yeah, well, you're getting it Tuesday and Friday.
They're just used to getting it a day early, actually.
Yes. So stop complaining.
Yeah.
If that's what you're thinking about doing. We have questions from the listeners, which I'm super stoked about. We also have, in case you hadn't heard, our podcast is now on YouTube. Yay! It's on YouTube.
Right.
We know what's very cool about it being on YouTube. It's not a video podcast. It's still, you just see our picture of the cartoon picture. But you can listen to it on YouTube.
It's a cartoon version of us.
Yeah. What is that called again?
We're clowns.
What is it called, that little thing again?
It's like a thumbnail, like an animated.
Yeah, I forget what those things are
graphic.
called. Yeah, thing. And
it's a thing.
It's a thing. And and the reason it's cool is because there's a lot of people out there that are not tech savvy, and they actually consider listening to a podcast to even be tech savvy. My cousin Elaine, for example, she was like, she wants to listen, but she can't figure out where to find it or how to listen to it, and it's just like too much for her.
It's probably better that she doesn't.
I know.
She's like, oh my God,
I know.
Alison.
She might not.
You guys talk about sex a lot.
I know. Well, anyway, when she heard it was on YouTube, she was happy about that because that's something she's familiar with, that she knows how to use, and she'll be able to find it easy and just click the play button, easy breezy. You can also subscribe on YouTube as well, so that every time we put out a new episode, you'll get a notification in your email just like you would if you had subscribed anywhere else.
Right. That makes it really easy, actually, because then you don't even need to download it every week. It just automatically gets sent.
Yeah. If you actually sign up on our website for the episodes, they'll get delivered right to your email box. You don't even have to go anywhere. You just click play in the email.
So you just wake up and there's one more on the list of hundreds of emails
that
you get every day.
But ours isn't junk.
I go through my emails. I'm like, really? What?
Make sure you don't put us through the spam.
I think I have something like 7,400 and change
You do.
emails.
It's ridiculous. I have to go through it again. Once a year I go through your email and I take out the junk and delete it.
I do go through it a little bit each day if I get a few minutes here and there, if I just steal a minute and I look through it and I'll delete 10 at a time or something.
It's nothing.
But it's I'm getting hundreds at a time, so I just can't possibly keep up with it. I need staff.
I'm your staff, ass.
I need staff. I need additional staff.
Yeah, I'm your maid. I'm your
Don't
phone
say cook,
cleaner.
because I do all the cooking.
I'm your baker.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You do the cooking. I don't want to cook.
Yeah.
I gotta. You know what? I go through phases.
Well,
remember, I
think you're going to want to cook soon when you get this new awesome gourmet custom kitchen.
I probably
about
will.
to happen.
Yeah.
Oh my God! But by the way,
one step closer.
There's so much going on in that thing. Every chance I get to work,
every day waiting for it. Skip it, don't make me wait. I need a kitchen for 1,000 years.
The only thing you need in that kitchen is a microwave, because that's the only thing you use anyway. So, and we still have the old one. So technically, you don't need any more than what we already have. But
once we have a kitchen, I'll be able to buy food, which I haven't been able to do.
I am very happy to say that I had a chance to work on it a little bit more again today. And I got the ceiling. I'm working my way down, as you guys probably know if you've been following along. I'm working my way down from the top to the bottom because every inch of this place is custom made, fabricated, one of a kind. You're not going to see anything like we're doing here duplicated. You can't purchase it off of any shelf in any store. So it takes time, but the results are so worth it. And I if you've been paying attention, I've been talking about this this chandelier that I wanted to make over the big island that we're going to have.
I don't know that you got into too much detail about that.
Well, okay. Well,
did you?
I don't know.
I don't
but
think you did.
anyway, like
Let's
the
talk
whole
about
vibe of
everything
this
else.
place is like really rustic, and we got these huge exposed beams that I made. And if you probably heard about it or saw the pictures. And I torched a bunch of wood and distressed it and aged it, and it looks exactly the way we wanted. It looks awesome. But anyway, so working our way down, and the ceiling is really custom. We got these stamped ceiling tiles.
Facade, FASADE tiles.
Yeah, if you guys want to check out something really cool, I know we've already talked about it a couple of times, but check out FacadeIdeas.com, and you'll see like all these great panels that they have. They're like basically stamped panels that are made.
They will
out of
instantly cool up any room,
right? But they look like stamped tin or bronze or
no one will know.
Whatever. Anyway, so the ceiling is amazing, and the lighting is all done thanks to Juno. And our good friend Al, who's our lighting consultant and designer, which I've been working with out in Portland, Oregon. He's just
technician.
Unbelievable. I'm going to give him plenty of props coming up soon because we're shooting a video of all this stuff that we're doing. So we'll be posting all these videos finally to the website soon. But anyway,
giving you guys props so that if you guys want to use these cool services, like we're learning about these really cool companies, and we use them and we can vouch for them. So
well,
if you
that's
guys
the whole idea of this thing.
Something.
Like this whole project has been like just a great way to meet and experiment with a lot of new companies and try out their products. And I got to say, everything that we've used here, from the roofing all the way inside, has just been amazing.
Yeah.
And so we just got done installing all the lighting, and now I'm making this custom light fixture, which is going to hang over the island. The island's going to be big. It's 42 inches deep by about 7 feet. No, more than that. It's like 80.
So what's that, 3.5 feet?
About 7 feet wide. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to be a big eat-out island with enough room for 4 chairs. The sink is in the middle of it, that awesome copper sink that we were talking about with you guys. But so I needed something that really, like a statement piece, is going to hang over this island that I'm building. This custom island. It's going to be just beautiful. But I needed something like, I didn't want to purchase a light fixture off the shelf. I didn't want anything like you would look up and say, "Oh, nice light fixture. Where'd you get it?" Because what we're putting up here, you can't get it. You got to make it. So I came up with this design, being that the vibe is kind of like rustic and / industrial. If you've noticed some of the light fixtures that I put on Instagram, like the sconces that I made out of plumbing pictures, like black pipe, steel pipe, and an industrial light
plumbing
fixture.
Fixtures.
Yeah,
you said pictures.
Fixtures. Yeah, I made them actually out of plumbing, like pipe and black pipe, threaded black pipe that's used for gas pipe. And anyway, if you look on Instagram, you'll see it. So I needed this centerpiece now over the island that's going to be something really different. So I wanted to do something that kind of felt like it's reclaimed, repurposed. It's something that was once used for something else, but now we transformed it into a chandelier. So I came up with this idea looking on Pinterest and some other places and kind of modified some things that I had seen out there. And I came across this antique wooden ladder, this wood-rung ladder, which is an 8-foot ladder made out of wood. It's got to be 100 years old, this thing. And this is the type of ladders that carpenters used, years ago. And I love it because I remember growing up as a kid, my grandfather had ladders like this in his wood shop. That this is the type of ladders that we had in the barn that went up to the hayloft and stuff. And they were, most of them were handmade, like he made them,
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see this. It kind of brings back all those memories. So anyway, yeah. I'm suspending this ladder from these really heavy steel chains. So it's hanging like a chandelier on about 3 feet of chain. And then from that, we're going to be wrapping wires around each rung of the ladder and hanging Edison bulbs off of each rung at kind of staggered height.
Do you want to get different styles, like maybe
I think so. Yeah, I want to change it up.
Bulbs?
I want to kind of make it like very unique, and they're each going to be hung at different lengths, and we'll wrap them around the rungs.
Yeah, let's get like a round one, a long one, like a few different kinds.
It's going to be. But so anyway, it was a lot of work. It took me a few days to kind of get all the wiring done and all the anchoring up on the ceiling and cut all the chains.
Which is why we're late on the episode, by the way, because
get the ladder.
He was
I had
up all
to mount
night.
hardware to the ladder and put eye hooks into it and make up all these chains and get all the the electrical kind of set up in the ceiling. It was a lot of work. So I finally got this thing built and got it hung today. And I'm just
You're hung.
Yeah, I'm hung. And I'm just in love with it. I look at it and I'm like, wow, it's just like the icing on the cake of this awesome ceiling that we're doing in this kitchen. So very happy about that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to post some pictures, I think, later on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff of the progress, because I don't think I've done that in probably a week.
I haven't done it either. Actually, I keep saying I'm going to put it on the website, and then I get like distracted or I'm busy with other things, and and I'm thinking as long as people aren't asking for it, they're not missing it. So what am I gonna?
Well, we're filming everything, so
We are.
Eventually, we're going to put the video out, which will probably wind up being about an hour long, like a TV show episode of basically this whole thing from start to finish, which we will release somewhere, either on the site or on YouTube or someplace.
Yeah,
but
it'll be both.
Yeah, both. Right.
Yeah. Both.
So there you go.
Yeah. So there you go. What else was I going to talk about? Oh my God, we saw the coolest movie this past weekend.
Oh, that was a fun movie.
It was so fucking good. It's Deadpool.
It's been out for like a year. I mean, I remember like last year when we were in California, I saw like in California,
they were advertising it,
there's billboards for every movie you can imagine in L.A. So I remember seeing the billboards for that thing like a year. It's been out for a while.
Not that long, though, I don't think, because I think at the end it said 2016.
But I saw billboards for it when we were like,
So the movie's Deadpool. It's who was the guy in it again? Was it Ryan Reynolds? You asshole. I don't know. I put it right here. It's on my Facebook. I had put, here it is. Deadpool now at Redbox. Ryan Reynolds and Marina Baccarin.
Yeah, what's Ryan Reynolds?
She's the one who played the guy's wife in Homeland.
All right.
Remember?
Yep.
So anyway, this was like, it's a Marvel movie, comic book movie, but it was unlike any other.
Yeah.
And it had a sense of humor that was right up our alley.
Yeah, it definitely had some cool comedic stuff going on with it. It wasn't just like a straight superhero movie. It
was a lot of humor. It was very fucking funny. So I put a post up there, like with a link to the Redbox, the movie, and said that we love this movie.
Very different from like your Batman, Iron Man, Superman, like all the Green Goblin. Very different from all the Spider-Man, other Marvel type of superhero movies, right?
Yeah.
It was cool. It was funny.
The people on Facebook respond. I got a whole bunch of answers. I'm in love with this movie. It's hilarious. Awesome movie. I wish that we still had Redbox in Canada, but they're all gone now. I am so not into comic books and the like, but I loved this movie. So freaking funny.
I like that the character Deadpool was actually talking to you as if he was like narrating to the audience, like
he broke the fourth wall.
Yeah, like they're talking about how they filmed it and everything, as if you're watching it. So it's kind of like,
and you have to stay if you watch it, or and not stay because it's not in the theater anymore. But if you rent it, watch it beyond the credits, because there's one more scene. If you guys ever saw
every Marvel movie, I think there's always like that last scene, like after the credits roll.
Yeah, but this was a very long thing of credits. It wasn't like sometimes they do it during the credits.
Right.
This one did it at the complete end.
Right.
And if you guys ever saw Ferris Bueller's Day Off, it's like an homage to that. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, where he comes out,
when you see.
So usually in most of the Marvel movies, the credits roll, and then you see like Samuel Jackson come out at the end,
and they're showing like this, like what's going to be to another movie, almost like a hint.
Right. So you get kind of like a little teaser as what's coming next.
Yeah.
It was just like the whole thing was great.
Yeah. I didn't realize this.
I loved it.
Because somebody here wrote that we watched it for a second time last week, and I want to see it again. And somebody else wrote that they see something different every time. They notice something different every time they watch it. They always catch something new that they didn't notice. This I didn't catch from watching it. It says, here's how Redbox describes it. After being subjected to a rogue experiment that leaves him with accelerated healing powers, former Special Forces operative turned... what's the word?
Mercenary.
Mercenary, yeah. I didn't realize that's what he was doing in the beginning.
Yeah. So at one point, I think the guy that came and kind of found him, and the guy who told him about the program, right?
Yeah.
He knew all about him, so he knew that he was in Special Forces, and I guess that was part why they wanted to kind of offer him this ability to be this, more than human type of thing, which obviously didn't work out too well.
There were so many fucking clever humorous scenes. I can't even. It was so good.
Yeah, well, check it out.
Well,
definitely awesome. If you haven't seen it, you guys will love it.
Yeah, watch it again.
Awesome movie.
I put a post on Instagram today and to Facebook and Twitter. Shared it to there. I had a really good hair day. The reason I'm mentioning this is because the ladies are always asking me, what is it I'm doing? So I'm just gonna give this a little bit of advice because it was a really particularly good hair day, and I think I've mentioned it before. So guys, go.
It's really easy. You went to bed with your hair wet, and we woke up and had a lot of sex before you left for work, and like you just left it the way.
Sometimes that is what it is. Very often,
it's basically like the just done look.
Very, very often, I wake up in the morning, I look in the mirror at my hair, and I say, good enough, and I do not touch it. I leave it. I go to work with complete bedhead, and it's like that for days.
But it's sexy though.
Sometimes it just works out. Sometimes
it looks like you just like rolled around in the bed. You know?
Yeah, and you know, like to me, when I look at myself, I'm like, you know, like you're a mess. But on the other hand, it's like good enough to be, you know, in public. And I'm, you know, if it's at work, I'm not really that concerned with having, you know, a red carpet hairdo. So, you know, I don't care. But I'm just going to just very quickly restate what it is I've done to my hair. And if you look on Facebook and you like it, this is what I've done. I spray on leave-in conditioner. I use BioSilk. It's like an oil that it's in a big, tall, clear bottle. It's just like it's a serum. You can use a variety of serum. I also use argan oil serum in my hair, very lightly though, because it'll weigh down your hair and make it heavy and greasy. So just use a little bit, but get it all over the place. And then I use TG Catwalk, and it's called Curl Activator. It's in a blue pump with white lettering. And I use that, and so after I put in all the leave-in conditioners and I brush it through my hair, then I scrunch my hair with the product, that Curl Activator product. And I scrunch my hair with it, and then I leave it alone.
You scrunch it?
I scrunch it.
That sounds like a word from the 80s, like the
No,
scrunchy.
that's a scrunchie.
Ah, scrunchie.
Scrunchie, yeah.
Right.
I'm going to I have something about a scrunchie later. I'm going to get to that later.
Oh, good.
But I scrunch it, and then I leave it alone for about probably an hour. Don't do anything to it. Let it start to air dry. Let it get, you know, pretty good and dry, so where it's not dripping or anything anymore. But this is the important key. Now, I know I've told you all about kind of quality hair dryer that I like to use because it makes a huge difference if you use a good dryer and a good brush. The proper brush is very important. But this particular technique for the beach hair is my own personal favorite. If you guys have one of those, like small, like for an office, like size, like a small, like cube of heater, a ceramic heater, the kind that, not the kind that has like the red coils in front of it, but the kind that's got like it's like ceramic heaters. You sit in front of that thing while you're holding your hair scrunched. It only takes about 5 minutes because it's just concentrated heat. It's not concentrated heat like when you use a hair dryer and it's blowing at the same time as it's, you know, putting hot air. It's concentrated heat in just one spot. So you hold your hair scrunched in front of this thing for about 5 minutes. You know, you like move your hands around, get different sides of your head, tilt your, hang your head upside down, scrunch your hair while you're holding it in front of this heater. And when you flip your hair back and you look in the mirror, it's like, holy shit, I'm awesome.
Is that what you say? Is that what you say?
Yeah, I mean, like I literally.
It's a whole process. There's so much work.
No, there's no work. That's the best part of this. I literally leave my hair to air dry, wet, for like an hour. No. And then I sit in front of a space heater for 5 minutes with my hands scrunching my hair as it dries.
A space heater?
A space heater. Don't move your hands around a lot. Just like keep them cupped so that the hair is in like a curl wave shape, cupped in your hand as you let the heat go on it.
Can you do the same thing with a blow dryer, I'm hoping?
No, because the blow dryer has too much wind. That's the difference. The wind of a hair dryer separates your curls and makes it more like frizzy or flyaways, whereas this ceramic heater, it just gives you the heat and it makes your hair dry as if you were at the beach.
Is that kind of like the old ladies sit like in the with a big helmet on their head?
Even that has wind. Even that has wind. It's
really?
not. Yeah. It's not. This is
the big giant dryer.
I invented this. I invented this technique, and if you do it, you will look like me in my Facebook picture today.
Wow. Okay then.
So there's.
All right.
There's my tip.
Yeah.
You will not.
And if you just take some water, put it on your hands, and like just smash it on your head, and then walk out the door, you'll look like me.
Precisely. You know, my other awesome hair technique though is if you have like a good hair day, like, you know, it's curly or whatever. What I do is it always comes out better the next day before I go to bed. I spritz it with some water, I moisten it, and then I go to bed and I kind of like lift my hair up to put it on the pillow behind my head. You know, I just kind of like let it lay there, and that also because I'm like kind of like sleeping on my hair in a way. When I get up in the morning, I have the best curls.
Wow!
I'm sleeping on it while it's moist.
Who knew?
I did. I'm telling everybody about it. I'm sharing my secrets.
Okay, you go.
These are like really good tips. Really good. You will not get the shaft, just the tip.
This is the beauty secret portion of the show?
Yes.
All right. Well, there you go.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, like we have our friend David Fabi on Facebook who keeps he's getting mad at me for giving hair tips because he's a hair professional and I'm not. But hey, I'm just an average chick that will tell you what works, and I don't have special skills like a hairdresser does that I'm incapable of doing. Like, you know, when you leave the salon, you're like, I'll never get it to look like this. Right. Like they do.
Yeah.
If you do what I'm telling you, you'll get it to look like this.
Yeah, David Fabi on Facebook, Fabi, right? He's like the hair guru. He's like the hairstylist extraordinaire, superstar stylist, colorist, and yeah.
But I can't do it like he does. I mean, I do my own color too, and he's really annoyed at that. But that really pisses him off.
He's like, "When are you going to come into my salon?"
You know what? I'm fucking cheap. I am cheap and I'm lazy.
Who's got time though? It's
and
like
I don't want to go.
Flying all over the friggin' world and like
busy.
working like who's
it's
got time?
It's a chore. I don't even go to doctors.
Though? Like we're used to like when we're filming like the hair and makeup people do your hair a lot, and then like when we're not filming,
I do nothing. I haven't had a haircut in a year, people.
Yeah.
In a year. Yeah. I have not cut my hair.
Good.
And
Don't cut it. I told you, leave it alone.
It's been breaking off.
Yeah, leave it alone.
But I am coloring it
myself.
myself.
What is it, by the way, with hairstylists, like when hair cutters, they have a need to cut your hair. Like you have really beautiful long hair.
Yeah.
And like it's so
that happened to your sister.
It's so scary. Like they go you go to the salon and like they just want to try. Oh, let me. You look great with a bob.
Yeah.
No. It took like
I think
3 or 4 years to grow
that
your hair.
Everybody has had that experience where you end up leaving there with much shorter hair than you wanted, and then you go home and cry.
And you're like, what the fuck?
Yes. I mean, like, do you really have any other experiences leaving a salon other than like that memorable one? Like,
all I can say is I'm glad that has not happened. Like, you have not come home with a crazy short haircut, because I would not be happy with that.
I know.
Yeah,
baby.
I like your hair long.
I know.
Yeah, but that's why I'm always afraid, like, if you go to get your hair cut, which you don't, you haven't in a long time, like you said, but even, like, on the set when we're filming and stuff, like people just want to cut your hair. Like, leave it the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Like,
well, because they want to, like, freshen it up and make it look, more healthy.
Yeah, but it takes so long to grow, right?
It does. It does.
I remember at one point, like, your hair was, like, past your ass.
I could squeeze it in my ass cheeks.
Yeah. Well, okay, that's a lot.
And I haven't cut it since then.
It's a lot of information, but...
It's broken since then, because before we started filming, I would leave the under half of my hair dark, like natural brown.
The underside?
The famunda. Famunda would be dark, and I only bleached the top half, and that kept the bottom part healthy. It didn't break off because it was natural. It wasn't bleached. And now that the show had made me dye my whole head or bleach my whole head, I've been doing it since then.
Yeah.
And it's been systematically breaking off at the ends because then I started blow drying it because I got so used to being with straight hair. And then, like, I'd look in the mirror and feel like, oh, I look like a mess if I don't do it again, so... But now that it's summertime and it's fucking hot out, there is no way I am whipping out that hairdryer for 20 minutes and straightening this.
It's a lot of work, right?
It's a lot of work.
All I can say is, once again, I'm so glad that I'm not a girl, because you girls have to do so much...
I wouldn't mind so much.
Yeah, I know
if you had a vagina.
I know you wouldn't mind that at all. I know. You girls have to do so much stuff.
I do nice things to you.
So much. I'm sure that you would. You do nice things to me anyway. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Okay. I believe that you would do very nice things. Yeah.
Yes. I make you feel good.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot of work. It's all like the makeup and like all like, right? It's like a lot. Yeah.
Not a lot of work to make you feel good.
No, but it's a lot of work. Like, I'm glad I don't have to put all that stuff on. Like, Yeah.
It's a lot of work, and I think I finally got my makeup routine down to a minimum as well, because let me tell you, people, being in a place, an environment where they want to put a lot of makeup on you, and then you get used to seeing your face like that.
Caked up, right?
Well, not necessarily caked up, but with like the lashes and a lot of eye makeup and everything, you get used to seeing yourself like that, so that when you're not like that, you feel like you're missing something, like you don't look good like you could. So I fell into this thing where I had to do like my makeup every day before stupid work.
Right.
Like, who gives a shit about my, like, I don't even want people looking at me there. Like, I want to hide in the corner, like, I don't want anybody looking at me. Leave me the fuck alone, like, let me just do my work. And so, but now I think I got it down to like 10 minutes maybe. I just got, like the...
Yeah, you streamlined it.
Yeah, the eyebrows, mascara,
right,
and, and my lipstick. Yeah, but
there you go.
It's a lot of fucking work, but I've got so many other great tips.
But it's worth it though, because you look crazy hot.
Thanks, babe.
Yeah.
You look crazy hot. Let me tell you what.
I would like totally do you.
You would?
Yeah.
Didn't you just do it?
Oh yeah, actually I just did.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
And it was good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
It was. What else was I gonna bring up? What was I gonna bring up? Oh, do you know anybody that has been engaged for like a few years?
A few years?
Yeah.
That's a long engagement.
Right. Like, there are people who are engaged.
Right.
And they're engaged for a long time.
Right. Yeah. I think we've known a few of those, I think, right? Like, over the years. Yeah.
Now, it baffles my mind, because if you know you want to marry that person, like, I think even like another stupid example would be Ronnie Mund on Howard Stern show, right? He proposed to his girlfriend on the air, which was like retarded, but he proposed to her.
That was like the worst proposal
ever. It was the worst.
Didn't he do it
Howard
over the phone?
had to do it for him.
He did it over the phone.
Yeah, and it was stupid.
Who proposes over the phone?
Yeah, he like hid the ring in a hat or something in the closet. It was stupid. But
it's like, hey, go look in the hat.
Like,
go in the closet.
Yeah. She's like, oh my God, this is what I think it is. Like, what do you think it is? Like, yeah, that wasn't romantic.
She's like, yeah, is this what I think it is? And he's on the phone. Well, what do you think it is? So that was his way of proposing. Not like will you marry me? Not like, so is it yes? Is it?
And they have like, and when they ask him like, when are you getting married? Like, he doesn't have any idea. They're not into he's not into setting up a date. Like, it's kind of like, well, this is just the next stage of our relationship is to be engaged.
Right.
And I think that's wrong. Because
I think there's a lot of people that probably like are postponing it for whatever reason. Maybe they want to have a big wedding and they're like saving up for it, or it's like, But then again, there's probably a lot of people that are like that maybe just like kind of tagging it along.
You know what? There's another one. A couple of that we're friends with that have been engaged for a while. They don't have a date set. She wants a little teeny tiny wedding. Just close friends. She's been married before.
Right.
He wants a big, grandiose, expensive wedding. He's never been married before.
Ah, right.
And so then they can't seem to meet in the middle, which looks like, okay, that wedding will never happen.
Right.
Because, what do you want to do? Like, first of all, who wants to spend a fortune on a freaking wedding? It's over in one day.
Yeah, it almost seems like
please, but the second one is always better.
Are people still doing that?
You learn your lesson after the first one.
Yeah. We went to the judge.
Yeah, we went to the judge. And we also did it on TV where it was free.
Yeah.
So
because we've both been through like the huge weddings and like
and
the
that's
whole
not
production.
And
it's like
it's
almost like, well, listen, I can understand for the first time it's a big deal, and I'm not like knocking it. I get it,
but you don't have to do it on a like
$20,000
scale.
Yeah, well, some people do a lot.
You did,
yeah, of course, I did the whole huge thing, and it's like, yeah, I mean, a lot
and
of
then
people.
Look, it's like,
and then it's like, oh man,
why would you spend so much money to marry Satan? It makes no sense. Like the marriage is over, and now the money's down the toilet.
All right, but you're right. It's like, it goes by so quick. It's like, it takes months and months of planning.
We didn't even
and then like 4 or 5 hours, it's like the party's over, everyone goes home, and it's like, it's like, feels like, really? Like, what just happened? Mm-hmm. It was a blur. To me, like, I look back on it, the whole thing was a blur.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Although our first...
I would say for those of you that are planning a wedding and are going to do the whole big thing and the whole formal thing and just try to extend it and try to do it in slow motion, like when you're going
the actual
through.
day.
When you're there that day. aware and be conscious of every minute.
Make sure that you set aside food for yourself and cake.
God, yeah, right.
I was so pissed. I think I mentioned it before that
all
for
that
our
great
party
food that I paid for, right? And it's like I
didn't have most of it.
Any of it?
I didn't have most of
You're
it.
too busy like talking to people, like the out of town friends and
cake,
relatives, and
we had a cake that had two a top and a bottom section, and with both which were different flavors, both of which were amazing when I sampled them. But the first bottom part of the cake went so fast that I didn't get any of it. I only had a piece of the top.
Right.
And so like I was disappointed that I didn't make sure to set something aside.
Right.
You know, and we paid for it all, and I wanted to enjoy it.
Right.
You know, but I don't understand.
Do you wish you would have saved the piece to have it by the ocean?
Cake by the ocean? You can have cake by the ocean every day, baby.
I know. We got cake everywhere.
You got cake in the kitchen.
We're just caking
you have
it.
cake in the bathroom. You
Yeah,
can have cake in the
cake in every room.
the bedroom.
Yeah.
Cake on the porch. Cake
love,
in the car.
Yeah, I love cake.
Cake in the gazebo.
It's basically
Cake in a fitting room.
Basically cake everywhere.
Yeah, it's cake everywhere.
Yeah. So, the wedding thing, like, if you're going to do the whole big thing, do whatever you can do to extend every minute, like, and enjoy every minute of it, because it goes by so fast, and you're like, where the hell did, like, the 20 grand just go?
But what I'm talking about is even with these long engagements, I think people are trying to redefine what it means to be engaged, as if like, okay, now I'm more committed to you. Here's a ring, and we're engaged.
Oh, but we're not actually going to, like...
But they're not actually getting married.
We're not actually... Really? Yeah.
Like, that's... Like, I don't like it. I don't like it. I think that if you have the commitment and, like, you're taking your relationship to that level, it should be before engagement. And then when you get engaged, it's because you decided you are going to get married.
Right.
And if you are not going to plan getting married, then why are you going to bother getting engaged? It's like, if you want a beautiful ring, go to Jared and pick something out, but it doesn't have to be an engagement
he went
ring.
to Jared.
He went to Jared. Whatever, you know, like, but I think it's bullshit. I think it's guys trying to, like, appease women who they know are like nagging them and ultimatum.
Maybe if women weren't so naggy, they wouldn't have to do that.
Well, this is a message.
It does go both ways.
This is a message to those
girls
women.
Can be a pain in the ass, by the way.
This is a message to those women.
Yeah,
and I know you weren't referring to me, by the way.
No, you didn't even see yours coming.
I didn't even.
You had no idea.
I didn't even
That's
mention.
the way it should be.
Yeah.
When I popped the question, you were like, "What?"
Well, let me tell you, this is a message for the women, and it took years to come to this realization until I became the person that actually believed this, is that a ring that you have to beg for and threaten for is not a ring.
Yeah, if there's
that you
ultimatums
want.
involved, like if we're not engaged by this year, like we're down. Like if that comes up, just
you need to not be in that relationship.
Yeah, be done with it now.
Is that an engagement or a ring or a marriage that you'll ever feel completely secure about or happy that person wanted to marry you, or you'll always have in the back of your head that you had to pressure somebody into marrying you, and you'll never know the satisfaction of getting married to somebody who loved you so much that they couldn't live without you, and that's why they proposed.
Oh, that's romantic.
It's the truth, though. I mean, I was one of those girls about 20-something years ago with the pressure and the ultimatums, and I did it.
Oh, that's always
and
fun.
It got me nowhere. And after about 6 years of that, I realized that, what am I doing?
6
this
years,
doesn't
you
feel
held out
good.
a lot longer than most girls.
Well, then I left him for a woman. But,
that's
a whole other story.
That'll show you.
Yeah, but, it's just like I realized that for all the begging and pleading and crying I was doing, I was getting no sense of satisfaction if he was ever to even ask, like, what is that? That doesn't feel good.
Because then you would feel like he finally broke down and gave in to all of my bitching
and then
complaining.
For the rest of your life, or at least until you get divorced from this asshole, you'll feel like that. You'll know that it wasn't really what you wanted.
Yeah. So you lucked out.
I did luck out, but I also had become so wise in my old age by the time I met you that I didn't even bring up the word, and I was 100% willing to live apart and just date you for years as long as I could just be with you.
Oh.
Because I didn't want to be that girl. I didn't want to be the pressure. I didn't want to be the nag. I wanted to stand out to you as the coolest chick you've ever met that you couldn't
did
be without.
And still are. Yeah.
I love you.
You're a one cool-ass chick.
You're a cool-ass dude.
Oh, thanks.
And you have a nice dick. Next topic.
You are too much. It must be because it turned you around 180.
You know what? I told you how many guys I said to, yeah, yours is the dick that's going to change me over. Yours is the one that's going to make me not want to be with women.
That's funny.
Well,
what was it, like 10 years or something?
10 years I was out. It was in my head longer than that even.
Right,
but I was
wow.
I was officially fully out for a decade.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But, and then again, in the same note, though, it wasn't your dick.
And then I came along.
It wasn't your dick. It had nothing to do with your dick. The dick just
maybe
came along.
A little bit.
The dick just came along. No, the dick just came along with the package because it was everything else about you that I loved so much.
Right.
I mean, how do you not love somebody's dick if you're in love with the person?
It was the boner. I mean, bonus. It was the boner that you fell in love with. I mean, the bonus.
Oh, God. So we have some questions from people about...
Wait, questions?
For Tip Tuesday.
What?
Tip Tuesday!
Oh, that's right. It's Tip Tuesday.
Yep, here we go.
I love Tip Tuesday.
When helping people with their homes, they call Skip Bedell.
You want to avoid a headache and save money, he's the man to talk to. Skip Bedell.
Alrighty. The first question. Ted Schneider wants to know what new cooling products are recommended by Skip. New fans or new air conditioners, special windows?
Okay. Well, I will talk about air conditioners and I'll talk about windows. So there's a lot of great units on the market right now. Technology has really come like leaps and bounds, just even in the last couple of years. Ironically, we are actually having some new air conditioning unit installed here in our house. I might have mentioned it once before, but you guys want to look into if you don't have central air in your house already and you're considering doing central air. I know it's a big investment, and it also involves some construction, and they got to open up some walls and some ceilings and the duct work and then the repair work. It's definitely not a one-day job. So we have an older home that is not really conducive to running duct work through the walls and the way it's laid out, as a lot of older homes are. You have to either run them through closets or up in the attic and the basement. It's a whole production. So what do? I mean, either you have like portable units, you have window units, you have through-the-wall units. We kind of been through all of that and trying to come up with the best solution to cool our house. And, of course, right now in like the hot as balls part of summer is here. We're like, all right, we need to do something about this year now that we're actually home for the summer, because a lot of the times the last couple of years we've been kind of traveling and off somewhere else. But this year we're here for it, and we're like, we need to make a change. Okay, that being said, a lot of research done, and I have decided to put into our house the Fujitsu system, which makes what they call a mini split system. Basically what that is, it's like having central air in your house, only it's a ductless system. So you still have a condenser, the big fan unit goes on the outside of the house. However, this is much smaller than what you would normally see. You see people that have their air conditioner units outside the house on the ground. It looks like a giant fan. That is a condenser unit. And these are basically like the size of just about a carry-on piece of luggage, like a suitcase. And very, very small, take up very small footprint on your yard. Use very little electricity, which is what I love about them. They're made really for all the updated efficiency codes and electrical conservation codes. They use very little electric, but yet they produce a lot of cool air. So the main reason for that is because there's no duct. So you still have a fan unit or an air handler, as you would call it, like what you have on the house, which is typically located down in the basement where the furnace is, and it connects to all the ductwork and blows the air through the ductwork through the house. Or you'll have it up in the attic somewhere that should also create the air force and blow it through the ductwork in each room. This ductless system basically hangs on the wall. It's a very slim unit. It's very tight to the wall. It's only about 6 to 8 inches off the wall, about 30 inches wide. You can mount it over a door or up in the corner of the room. It just requires one small hole that gets made through the side of the house, which runs a hose set down to that little condenser unit I mentioned. It's a one-day installation. Typical cost is about $1,500 to $2,500, depending upon the size of the unit. And, of course, they go up from there depending on how much you want to cool in your house. But the beauty of these things is that you can run that one unit outside, just run electric to that one unit outside, and then hook up many of these things in different rooms. They all run on their own thermostat. You set it and forget it. It has remote control, and it will keep the room much cooler, actually. It'll reach temperature even faster than a regular ducted central air system, because every linear foot of ductwork that goes through your house, that air is created at the air handle and then has to travel through, let's say, 10 or 20 feet of ductwork to get to where it's going to come out into the room. Every linear foot that it travels, it loses some of its coolness because it's affected by the temperature of the ductwork around it, even if it's insulated. But the air comes out at the temperature that you're setting it at. So there's no loss, there's no temperature exchange. Super efficient. And the one last thing I want to say about it is that even in the wintertime, you can put it on heat mode. That's why they call it a mini split. It actually will act as a heater, and it'll pull the heat out of the air from the outside. So, if you stand outside your window air conditioner and you feel the hot air blowing out, right? It's almost unbearable, the heat that comes off of the back of an air conditioner. Well, that's kind of what happens with these units. You put it in reverse mode, heat in the wintertime. It'll heat your house so efficiently, way more efficient than electric heat, way more efficient than oil or gas heat even. And it's just a really great system. So we're looking forward to getting ours installed later this week, actually. And if you're considering doing any sort of air conditioning in your house, I would check out the Fujitsu system. LG also makes a really great system and very affordable. So there you go. A lot of information, but you picked a good time to ask the question because we're right in the middle of doing that right now.
Heat wave.
Yeah.
We're going to have a wicked hot and humid weekend this weekend. I'm so not looking forward to it.
That is for sure.
Faux show. Okay, well, this is an interesting question. Howie Turgle asked, if you didn't end up in this path in life, what would you be doing?
In this path of life? Well, what's your answer for that question?
I don't know which path he's referring to. I've got so many paths.
Yeah, me too. I have a lot of paths. Yeah, I have a lot of paths. I mean, I went to school for business and marketing and finance, and I came out, and the first job out of school was actually I took my stockbroker's exam, and right out of school sold stocks over the phone.
You didn't like it.
Which I didn't like it. I made money, but I hated it. I hated being like on the phone all day in an office. I have to be outside. So I tried to take that knowledge and information and kind of education that I got with finance and do something more personal. Started selling insurance. This is going way back, late 80s. And because it was face-to-face, selling insurance, did that for a few years, and I actually liked it, but still, again, wasn't for me. I always got called back to construction because I grew up watching that. My dad, my grandfather.
So if you weren't doing construction, what would you be doing?
I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, I think sales comes natural to me. I'm good face-to-face with people, but yeah. I don't really know. I always feel that longing to create stuff. I love to build stuff, so I don't really know what the hell. I mean, I probably feel like I could do just about anything because I have a lot of the ability to want to do different things. But this is really what I love. So, what would you do if you weren't doing what you're doing right now?
I love to work with animals, but on the other hand, I can't handle this sad stuff. I don't want to see any of them being hurt, or I can't see suffering or sick animal.
Yeah, I
it
can
just
see you doing
upsets me.
animal shelter stuff.
Yeah, I only want to do the rosy side of it, though. I can't bear to see sick animals. But
which we can't give up too much information, but we're working on a couple of new projects, and that actually is going to be, I think, spun into very possibly.
Don't say anything.
Can't say it.
Don't say it. Stop right there, Mr.
God,
Bedell.
we got so much stuff we're working on. You guys, wait till you see what we're doing.
We're keeping lots of secrets, people.
Everyone's like, when's the show coming back? We can't say, but all I can tell you is we're working on some very cool stuff. Yeah. So,
I work very well with people. Now, whereas I don't like people in general because people are assholes. It's so weird.
How does that work?
Because,
I work well with people, but I don't like them.
Yeah, well, it's true because on the one hand, I am very good at giving like advice. I'm a great listener, and I'm very good at what I do. I'm very good with people, and I hear it all the time. People thank me for the conversation. They thank me for the advice. They feel better after they walk away. I'm very, very insightful and wise in a way that people don't really even realize because I act like such a fucking clown all the time. When it comes to like serious things, like I'm really, really, really good at helping people. When I say I don't like people, it's because like most people turn out to be assholes. Like people are not trustworthy, or people stab you in the back, or people... They don't.
You see that a lot doing what you do. We see that a lot, filming the show.
And you see a lot everywhere in life. Even our next door neighbors, that never waved hello. They're assholes. You know what I mean? Like, there's just assholes everywhere. So on the one hand, I would say, like, yeah, I like to work with people. But on the other hand, thinking about my, like, younger days of customer service makes me want to sit in an office and not see anybody all day, because people can be...
Customer service... every time, like just the other day, I went to go return something at the store, and I'm standing online, and I'm watching this girl do her thing with all these people, and every single one of them are pissed off. Every one of them, like, either they brought it, whatever it was they're bringing back, because it was broken, it was missing parts, didn't work right, or they just didn't like it, whatever, and now they want to get their money back, and there's always some catch. You don't have a receipt, you this and that, you pass the time. So every single person she talked to was, like, involved, like... negativity and conflict and like anxiety. And I'm looking at this girl and I'm thinking, how do you do this all day? Why would you want to show up for work? And my God, how much do you get paid to do this? Because I could think of 1,000 different things to do, including cleaning sewer pipes before I'd want to do that. It's like, oh man. Yeah. Like, who wants to deal with people that are pissed off all day?
I had always had in my mind to like do psychotherapy. Like the private practice.
Oh, yeah.
That was always something that was in my mind before I went and got a degree in psychology.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't doing what I'm doing, and if I had a choice of what to do, because, then again, don't forget, people, that real life steps in, and sometimes you just have to pay the bills, and you got to take what job's available, and then you kind of get stuck in a rut, and then you don't have time to start other things. It's kind of like it's a long road to do what it is you want to do.
Yeah, well, a lot of people don't get to do what they want to do because they're too caught up in surviving and having to pay the bills and stuff. So
that's why I was in medical billing for a decade.
Yeah, and listen, we've all been there. I've done, in the past, you do what you have to do to carry on with your life, and it's sometimes it's not always what you want to do. Yeah. But what happens is that you wind up getting caught up in that, and you wind up getting like sucked into it, and sometimes out of necessity, and then you don't have the opportunity or the time to really try anything new, especially if it's something like like launching your own business or doing something entrepreneurial, to where there's no guaranteed income like a paycheck, which that's a little scary. But that leap of faith is what makes people wealthy, because in the beginning, when you're running your own business or you have your own idea or whatever, no one's signing your paycheck. Like if you're not selling whatever it is that you're making, you're not getting a paycheck, right? So it's kind of scary, but it's that entrepreneurial mindset. It's breaking out of that 9-to-5 postal worker mentality to where you're trading hours for dollars. Yeah. Right? That's like, what most people, and me included at certain points in my life, that's what you got to do.
And I have an invention that we are just trying to learn about how to get it into like reality. Because right now it's an idea, and we have to do all the things that are involved to get it to be patented and a prototype and marketed and all that. So if anybody has done that before and you would like to help us as a mentor for free, we would appreciate that, because it's a lot of work to get something, an idea into fruition.
To get it all trademarked and get to bring it to market, and the whole manufacturing process of making a prototype and getting someone to invest behind it. It's a lot.
This is, let me just get into this. It's off topic, but it's related to something we were just talking about, because I forgot to bring this up before, related to working, or what it is that you're doing. as a result of all of the shit that's been going on in this country lately, all the crazy shit like in Orlando and the cops getting killed and the black men getting killed by cops and all the stuff that you see on the news every single day.
Out there right now.
As a result of all of that stuff, I have noticed that cops and other government officials are getting fired left and fucking right as a result of their words on social media.
Right.
Like they're and see, now I am always of the opinion that you're entitled to your opinion, and how you perform your job is separate from your personal opinion. You know, like I would always do what I'm supposed to do on my job because that's my job, regardless of what I think about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'll always do what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
My opinion doesn't matter because I'm getting paid to do a certain job. There are these cops that had commented on the whole, like, the Black Lives Matter stuff, and like some of them made very mild opinions, right. And they got like immediately fired. There was a guy who's I think the Attorney General of Orlando. I think he was the Attorney General. Somebody in that position in the courts. He got fired. He made some fucked up statements, though, about Orlando the day after that guy shot up Pulse nightclub. Uh-huh. He was saying all kinds of nasty shit. They need to wipe out the whole town and that there's, like, thugs living there. And it's like he just basically was talking about what a shithole Orlando is.
Right.
Big time. And it was like, and he did it on his personal Facebook page, but I don't know that like, talking about wiping out the whole city. Right. Kind of comment for a government official.
You can't say anything on social media anymore without getting, I mean,
everybody's looking up your ass, and
right.
I think that just as the being PC is becoming out of hand, I think
it's ridiculous.
I think overanalyzing people's personal opinions is also getting out of hand.
In my opinion, there's a lot of people with way too much time on their hands to spend too much time trolling around looking for something to scrutinize, right?
Yes,
it's like, dude, do something.
I mean, don't kid yourself. There are people that listen to this podcast and they're looking for something to scrutinize.
Yeah.
And it's true. People get paid to listen to this fucking podcast and find something wrong with it.
Yeah.
And it's, and it's like, and this is entertainment, folks. It's not even like I'm on Facebook saying, like wipe out, New York or whatever. It's like it's entertainment, and you don't have to listen to it, and it's not on the radio. You can choose to listen to it. But these people went on Facebook, and these cops who had expressed an opinion that didn't affect their job performance, and it didn't seem to make it seem as though they would have been biased in the performance of their job. It was their personal opinion about the state of affairs, and they got fired for it. And I think that's really over the top. I think people are getting carried away with the PC bullshit once again.
Right. It's pretty nuts, especially all this going on right now with election year and everything else. It's like, the news is just filled with so much crap.
Yeah,
I almost don't even want to watch it.
This is America, where you have First Amendment rights and you're entitled to free speech, and that includes your opinion. Yeah. And when you're hired for a job, it's, are you capable of doing the job, and will you do a good job? And nowadays I'm finding that people care more about your personal opinion than they do your job performance.
Right. Yeah, it's really gotten out of hand. And speaking of podcasts and people listening to the podcast, are there more questions for Tip Tuesday?
Yes, there are. I'm sorry, I digressed. And
you got off on your whole tangent thing. Yeah,
I did, because there's sometimes that like I said, I can't stand people. Those people, I can't stand those people. Okay. Next question is, this is an awesome question from Wes Smith. Oh, cute little puppy growl. Hairy balls versus shaved balls. Believe it or not, I actually had a complainer that it's too clean. What the fuck? I have heard recently that Bush is coming back, too. Seriously? Ew. What's going on from your perspective out there?
Yeah, I don't know what's trendy. I don't know what's coming back.
And I don't care what's trendy and coming back. No Bush.
Yeah, I don't care.
Shave it.
Exactly.
No
It doesn't
Bush.
serve any purpose.
Now, I'm not referring to men. I'm talking about women. Women should have no hair, no bush. hair.
No, nothing.
Let me tell you something. You know how annoying it is, like when you get like a hair in your eye or even a hair in your mouth. Now picture a pube in your mouth.
Oh,
no good.
No,
it's no good.
Well, you would know about that.
Yes, it's no good.
Yeah.
Pubes in the mouth are a no-no.
Oh God. All right.
However, if you get rid of them, it's a yes.
All right.
Now, on the other hand, for men. Now, his question was about
I think
men.
he's referring to men.
Now,
right.
this is another thing, hairy balls versus shaved balls. Now, I will tell you that I personally do not appreciate a shaved ball. Shaved balls get sweaty and slippery, and I don't like it. Hairy balls, on the other hand, when I say hairy, meaning like gorilla hair, no good either. Don't like it.
No rug down there, right?
Don't like it. Everything is good when it is trimmed. When you keep everything nice and manicured, when you keep things, like when you use a buzzer and keep things nice and neat and at a respectable length.
Uh-huh.
I like that. I don't like shaved pube area either. It gets sweaty, and two bald, sweaty bodies get razor burn. Like, no, don't like that either.
Right.
So the women's opinion from me is no shaved balls and no hairy balls. I like something nice and neat in between. How about you? How do you like your balls?
I don't really have any opinion on balls, actually. I'm not going to really, but I can only speak from my own
personal ball experience.
Yeah, my own preference is that I don't see any of that having a whole lot of purpose. So, while I agree with you, like
having a purpose,
like a lot of hair.
Okay.
Yeah. So while I agree with you that like the whole shaving thing, I think for guys, like if you're shaving your legs and shaving your junk and all that stuff, it's probably a little bit overboard. But I have to agree with you. I think you really just like keep it like trimmed to keep it under control.
Yeah.
Right. Because really when it's out of control, it's also like it's a whole like sweaty mess, and it's it's just too much going on down there.
Yeah. I think too much shaving of the balls and everything for a guy
question.
looks kind of like I don't know. It's kind of like, dude, you're like too into your balls now. It's like no need to put so much effort into it.
It's kind of like the guys that like shave their eyebrows or
God,
pluck their eyebrows.
Tweeze eyebrows on men. Oh God, you guys.
Yeah, if you're shaving your package, you're probably also tweezing your eyebrows.
Oh God,
it's like
no.
it might be a little. Yeah, you might be getting a little carried away with the hair removal. I can see on your back and like no hairy ass thing like the gorilla ass. Not good,
right.
not really good, but fortunately, I don't have to look or touch any of that.
If you're single, I suppose it's more of an issue because you're trying to impress whoever you might potentially be with. If you're with somebody, I would go with what they prefer.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Right?
There you go. I mean, it's all about because that's the person who's got to be touching it,
right?
Yeah,
right.
And doing things to it.
Yes.
So you might want to seek the advice of your partner.
Yeah, I remember back when I was first came out, I was with a couple of women who were older than me. I think maybe in the 40s, maybe 40 or 40s.
Wow.
And these two
Look at
women had bush. And I did not like it.
Really?
At all.
Not good.
Not good.
Not
good.
good.
Not good.
No. I'm with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been with men who have been entirely shaved and clean, and again, not good. Not good.
There's got to be a happy medium there for the guys, right?
Yeah. Like, keep it neat is respectable and respectful.
Uh-huh.
Shaving it completely bald for a guy is like, dude, you're just way too much into your dick.
You're spending way much time.
Yeah, that's kind of like
that's
on the verge of a deal breaker.
Wow.
Yeah.
See that? And they spend all that time on that thinking like that is the deal maker.
No.
But instead, it could actually be, from the women's point of view, a deal breaker. Interesting.
Yeah, that guy's putting on a tutu when you're not around.
Yeah, interesting. Thanks for filling us in on that, Alison Bedell.
Yeah,
okay.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah.
I am just full of knowledge. Anything you need to know, balls related.
For those of you who wanted information on your balls, just ask Alison Bedell.
Yeah. Can you imagine how long it would take Joe
Don't
to shave his balls?
ask me, because I'm not interested in your balls.
Could you imagine? Joe, how long it would take him to shave his balls? Okay. They're like a foot long, according to him.
That's what he tells us.
Oh, my God.
That's funny.
Miriam Ortiz.
I miss Joe. We need to get over there and record with Joe again.
Me
we need
too.
to get back over in the studio.
Yeah. Miriam Ortiz wants to know what you think are absolute musts to include in a home inspection.
Oh, very good question. So, yeah, if you are looking to purchase a home, especially if you're looking to purchase a home, make sure you have a certified home inspector give you a full written report and someone who is trained in how to inspect the home. That being said, some of the most important things that you will get on that inspection, of course, working your way from the ground up, just like when you're building a house. If it's not built on a good foundation, the whole house is not worth anything, right? Because you're not going to have good luck with anything. If the foundation is not in good shape, then move on, because no matter how good the house might look up on the top, you're going to have nothing but problems, structural problems, issues with cracking, inside the structure, plumbing problems, because all that stress on the structure is going to separate pipes, and could be electrical issues. It's amazing what a bad structure will cause all the other problems. So that being said, of course, on the inspection, the first thing you want to look at, make sure the foundation is sound. And then also on the other end of the spectrum, looking up on the top, you also want to make sure the roof is in good condition. Those are two big things that are going to be probably big fixes. They're going to be big costs. So, you're going to look to spend quite a bit of money to get them corrected or replaced, especially the foundation. But a typical roof, you're looking anywhere from 10 to 20 grand, to re-roof a house, and could be more than that depending upon the size of the house and what you need to have done. So, even though a roof might look good from the ground, you need to have that inspector get up on it and walk around and take a look at all the aspects of the roof, all the different parts of that roofing system, from the flashing all the way down to the fascia boards and the gutters and all the things that are needed to keep the water out of your house, because water is one of the most damaging things that you can have enter your home. It causes all kinds of problems, which, of course, you don't need me to explain all of that. But the roof, again, even though if it looks good from the ground, it's important that you get it fully inspected, because in many cases, I've seen so many times, I can't even count, that people have had their roof redone, and instead of being done properly, the roofer advised them, well, we can do a cheaper job. We don't have to rip the whole roof off. We'll just re-roof right over the roof that you have, putting shingles right over the existing shingles. Now, this happens a lot when people are selling their houses and they know they have a bad roof, and they know that it's going to be a seller's concession, that the people buying the house are going to ask for money back because they're going to need to get the roof fixed. So what they'll do is a cheap fix and just get the roof just re-shingled right over it. The problem with that is you're not addressing any of the underneath, any of the sheathing, any of the structure underneath the roof, and that's really where you have the most trouble. So if you have a bad roof that's been leaking, chances are all your structure, the sheathing and everything underneath the shingles, have been rotted and compromised and damaged. And the only way to address that and fix it is to rip the whole roof off, rip all the shingles off, replace all that rotted and damaged wood, and then re-shingle the roof. I've seen roofs with 2 or 3 layers of roofing on top of it. So as good as it might look from the ground, you walk around up on top of that roof, and it's like walking on like a trampoline. It's just spongy, like walking on a mattress.
That just happened to your sister.
Yeah, it did. That's right. My sister went to go look to purchase a house, and same thing. And I actually went to go look at the house for them, and the roof looked fine from the ground. It was supposedly done within the last 10 years, and I got up in there and walked around, and it was like literally walking on a mattress. That's how spongy it was. So basically, they just re-roofed right over all the existing problems, and it probably kept the water out, but all that rotted wood underneath is still there, and you're basically just putting a Band-Aid on it. So now it becomes an even more expensive fix, because there's one more layer that we have to rip off and throw in the dumpster.
So that answer is then the foundation and the roof.
Foundation and the roof, definitely. And then, of course, there's a lot of other things. Of course, the plumbing and the electrical. Electrical being really important, and the plumbing as well. Those are 2 other things that are going to, be a more expensive fix if you have to upgrade the electrical, the plumbing. So those 4 components right there, aside from all the cosmetic things, aside from the windows and doors and making sure that they're sealed properly, aside from the siding, the roofing, foundation, plumbing, and electric, make sure you get a full written report on the condition of all those. And if anything needs to be updated or repaired, make sure that's in writing of what that actually is, so you can get estimates.
Also, I've had a couple of inspections from when I bought my first place, and then when we got this house, and there are inspectors who have that machine,
yeah,
and some don't. What is it again?
Oh, the infrared camera?
Yeah, and feel free to ask your potential inspectors that you're looking to hire
That's
if
actually
they have
a
one.
really great tool. I have one thanks to our good friends Kaylee McCabe. Had actually given me one that was given to her from a company and let me try it out. And I think that's one of the most useful tools that a home inspector can use because it basically allows you to see through the walls. You can see the structure. You can see a lot going. You can see moisture inside the wall. You can see if there's poor insulation inside the wall by the heat that shows up on the actual wall. So they can look around at the windows, pointed out the walls, and tell a lot about what's going on behind what you see. Because as nice as the house might look on the inside, it could be a fresh coat of paint and, new floors and new cosmetically it looks beautiful. But there's a lot of things that you can't see behind the wall without ripping them out. And when you're purchasing a house, they're not going to be tearing the walls out to inspect it. So it's basically like all of a sudden, you could be getting a can of worms. So ask your home inspector if he uses an infrared camera and if they will also include that on the inspection and use it for everything.
And if they don't have one, call another inspector.
Yeah, make sure that because not every inspector has that, but that's technology
it's
that's
very
available.
Expensive.
Yeah, it's very expensive. They average like $2,000 to $5,000 for that camera minimum and up from there.
Yeah.
But they will be able to show you things that's going on behind your walls
that they could not have known otherwise.
Moisture problems, like if you have leaking pipes, that could lead to a mold problem. They will show you how the electrical is run back in the wall, the insulation, framing. You can send this camera on the wall, and it'll show you every single stud behind the wall. Where that's really useful, you can look over doors and windows where it would require having a header and structural beams over that openings. And I've seen to where there are no headers, there are no structural beams. It's just like framed, like half-assed, like Manny from our show Catch a Contractor
right.
framed it. Like once you put the drywall over it, you would never know. But in a year from now, that whole window or door is going to be sagging, and you won't be able to open and close it.
Right.
So with that camera, you can actually see every stud, everything behind that wall. So I think that's a really great suggestion there, Alison Bedell. Make sure you ask your home inspector, do they use an infrared camera? And if not, get one that does.
Thank you.
There you go.
All right. The next question is from Craig Scott Rosenfeld. We live in a large modular built home, 2,800 square feet plus, on a main road, also a major truck route. Ugh. The road noise is horrendous. How can we lessen the sound in the home? Well, what I would suggest is pick up your house and move it someplace else.
It's modular, so yeah, put it on a trailer and
put it someplace quiet.
Yeah, move it to a quiet location. Go buy a plot of land out in the woods. And right now he's listening to this going, thanks a lot, asshole. That's not exactly the answer I was looking for. All right, so there is a couple of different things that you could do to quiet it up, but it's not going to necessarily be like such an inexpensive fix. You can remove the drywall on that exterior wall that's on the road side of the house where a lot of that sound is penetrating through the walls. And you can get soundproof insulation that can replace the regular insulation inside the wall. That's something, of course, at the point when you're having the house built, you could pay a little extra money and have that installed. And, of course, now that, the house is already done, obviously it would require, opening up that front wall, changing out the insulation, re-drywalling it, and painting it and finishing whatever. It's going to be a little bit of an investment, but that will dramatically decrease the amount of sound that penetrates through that wall. Roxol and a couple of different companies actually make soundproof. I think Owens Corning also has a really good product. That's one thing I can suggest. I've also seen people that will line the front of their house with a lot of shrubbery, like arborvitaes and things that grow really thick. And that kind of join together. It takes time for those things to grow in unless you have the budget to go and put a bunch of mature shrubs across the front of your house, but that will also definitely deaden the sound. You can also put insulation on the exterior of the house, insulated foam board. I don't know what kind of siding they have over the outside of this house. You didn't mention that, but that is another way that you can put insulation on the outside of the house if that's less of a chore to get it than opening up on the inside. But there are some products out there. I would look online, and you can also check into some additional things that you can get. But that would be the first thing off the top of my head. Those things that you can do. Again, it's going to be a little bit of a job. It's not like you can, just go and buy something today and hang it up in your house. But the soundproof insulation is definitely going to make a big difference. Also, windows and doors. They do make, I've seen products that are sold online that actually blinds and drapes that are actually added in commercial applications, but they also do make them for residential that can go in front of your windows, as a window treatment that will also reduce sound transfer through the glass. So you can look into that. Window treatments also.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, they make like different draperies and different types of fabrics that can be used over windows that basically are dense and they're used to contain sound.
Cool.
Yeah, or you can just go get a bunch of that,
Earplugs.
that egg crate foam stuff they put on the inside of recording studios, and just line the whole inside of your house.
Yeah.
That will definitely do the job.
Yeah.
If you want that recording studio look,
You can get a good pair of earplugs at the local Rite Aid for like $3.
just walk around with shooting range headphones on.
Yeah. All good.
Yeah.
Ricardo Sanchez said that
Turn
they
the
are...
TV up really loud. You won't hear the road.
Exactly.
There you go.
Ricardo Sanchez said that they are expanding the back patio and have had concrete poured along the side of the house so it connects to the slab of concrete in the back of the house. The previous owners did that current patio. Is there a way to fix the cracks and stress lines in the old concrete without having to replace the entire slab? It's more for cosmetics than for structural reasons.
Yeah, so there are concrete repair kits. There are also companies out there that do that will come. Many times people get cracks in their slab in the basement or in their garage floor especially. Just from the ground settling, from pressure underneath the ground, depending upon if you live in a climate that gets a lot of big swing in temperature from cold to hot. The ground also can shift and will crack the thin slabs like you would have in your patio or in your garage. So again, there are companies out there that will come and repair those cracks. If you want to do it yourself, a Depot and a couple of different over-the-counter stores, big box stores, or you can even find them online, will sell concrete patio and foundation crack repair kits. Basically, kits. Yeah, kits. The ones that work the best, there are different products out there. The ones that I've seen that work the best basically involve injecting a multi-part epoxy into the crack that will fill the crack with a product that gets very hard, actually harder than the concrete itself. And it will come in different colors, or you can color it after it's done. But the epoxy crack repair kits are by far the best out of just using like a Quickcrete and some of the other companies have you can mix up like a cement, a mortar type product that you can actually trowel into the crack. But again, that's something that over time, as that concrete shifts, whatever causes the crack the first time will re-crack that mason. That mortar type product. So the epoxy is something that gets so hard that it will not crack again. So look into the epoxy repair kits.
That's a good tip. You know something about everything.
A little bit.
I love that about you.
Maybe not everything, but a little bit.
Something about everything.
I try.
Yeah. I do too.
Yeah.
That's why we make a good team.
If I don't know about it, I'll look into it and find out
me
for
too,
you. If I
people.
can't answer the question, I don't have all the answers, but
there's nothing we can't answer.
I have had a lot of experience with a lot of different things. Of course, being a residential contractor and also being around construction and homes for many, many years and working in them in just about every trade you can imagine. You pick up a lot of stuff and you learn a lot. So I can answer a lot of these questions with actual on-the-job experience because I've just done it.
And also having had a satanic wife and an angelic one, you can answer all personal life questions as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, thanks. Angelic. That's great.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's true. You are. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love you.
If I don't have the answer, I'll find out and get back to you.
Me too.
Yeah.
Ditto that. Ralph Gambali. Hi, Ralph.
It's our buddy. What's up, Ralph?
He said that he wants to know what your favorite target rifle to shoot at the outdoor range is.
50 caliber, but you don't want to buy the ammunition because they're about $11 a round.
Get the fuck out of here! Yeah, really?
They average between I think $7 and as much as $10 or $11 per bullet.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that people always ask. When you go into the range, if you plan on shooting a lot, it can get expensive. Yeah. So, your average rifle is not going to cost anywhere near that for the ammunition per round. But, you're going to go buy a box of shells, it's got 50 cartridges in it, and you're going to spend, $25, $30 for a box of bullets. You can go through 50 rounds real quick. So if that's what he's asking, like what's going to be the most economical, is that the question that he's asking?
No, he didn't ask economical. He said he was thinking of a .22 rifle. He said he needs to be cheap when bringing all of his Staten Island
that's
cousins.
what I mean, because I read the rest of the question. I remember him saying something about being cheap.
He said, what's the best model and most cost-efficient?
Yeah, see?
Plus fun to shoot.
It was about that. Okay. Well, fun to shoot. I mean,
what are you bringing up an $11 round for?
If you're taking people shooting, like he's talking about taking his cousin shooting with him, and, if they're like teenage kids and that type of thing, and they haven't have an experience with guns before and they're learning, 22s are always great. They have no recoil, no kick. It's almost like shooting a BB gun, but they have enough distance and range and power that you can actually shoot on a rifle range and actually target shoot. And they're pretty affordable. I mean, you can buy a .22 rifle for probably like less than $100. In fact, I think I have one. I have a Remington .22 that's like, I've had it for years since I was a kid.
You don't
actually
use it.
Has a scope on it. No, I haven't even. I know it's in there somewhere along with the rest of the collection.
Why don't you sell it to him?
Well, I mean, anything's possible, but I don't really have any reason to want to sell any of my guns because I just, like, it's like kind of like
value?
It's kind of like tools. It's like you just want to get more. You don't really want to get rid of any.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would say probably that would be my recommendation if you're taking people shooting for the first time or you're not that well versed or a lot of experience with shooting, and you're looking for something that you can spend a lot of time shooting, fire a lot of rounds, and not get too expensive, and also is easy to shoot. You can't go wrong with a .22 rifle. So I would look into that. A good brand is Remington. I have experience, with quite a few different brands. That's one of my favorites. So look into that. I mean, there's a million of them. You can go into the rifle store and the gun store, and they'll point you in the right direction. But I would say, as far as dollar-wise, to purchase the weapon itself and also get the ammunition and ease of shooting, can't go wrong with a .22.
Oh, okay. Well, that was the last of the questions from the listeners.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Well, thanks for you guys, always giving us your questions on Tip Tuesday. We really appreciate it. Keep them coming, all different kinds, whatever it might be, stuff for around the house or, just about anything. And if we can answer them, we're always happy to. And actually, we get a kick out of a lot of these questions because
I know.
Yeah, I mean, like we get some really
the odd questions.
Some really crazy ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not all of which you heard, but
yes.
Yeah.
There was also just a couple of things that I had been looking at on the internet. There was one of those like girly magazine type articles online, and it's a list of things that you're too old to wear. Like if you're over a certain age, don't wear this or don't wear that.
Oh.
And a bunch of the things on the list I wear.
Oh no!
I know.
Like fashion do's and don'ts.
Well, like they were showing different things, and they would say like, "Stop wearing it at this age," and "Stop wearing that at this age," and
it's like, "Don't wear white after Labor Day."
Well,
type of
no,
thing,
yeah. Well, like one of it was like really short skirts. I still wear really short skirts.
Yeah, and you better keep wearing short skirts because I like them. I don't give a fuck what the magazine says.
Another one was
short skirts and high heels.
Like
Can't go wrong with that. I don't care who you are, how old you are. Just keep doing it.
That was another thing, like the really high heels. There was an age on that. Another one was exposed, like bra, like where you can either. Like,
who is writing these articles about like what women should wear?
Ugly big chicks, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
But the exposed bra thing, like I like to wear like a bra that sometimes where you can see it. Like if I'm wearing something like a thin white T-shirt, I want to wear like a hot pink bra, so you can see it underneath. Or I have like one of those like it's got like a lot of holes in it kind of shirt. It's like not lace, but like a crochet type of a shirt. And I might wear something that's like really sparkly, or something underneath it so you can see it.
Right.
Or
so let me get this straight: hot pink, sparkly, short skirts and high heels. Those are all the things that I hate, along with your blonde hair and big boobs. I mean, what is this world coming to?
I don't know. It just made me feel old reading that. And then,
you're like my little Barbie.
Thanks, baby.
I love it.
There was one thing on the list, though, that I agreed with, just one. And I think that nobody at any age should be wearing this.
What's that?
Scrunchies.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a tube top.
No, scrunchies. Scrunchies. I I have tube tops, and let me tell you, I've never loved tube tops because it's like inevitable. Even if you wear a strapless bra, your boobs are gonna they sink down, like the bra falls down. They
pancake you down, like they flatten you out.
Yes, it's never flattering. There is no good bra to hold up the boobies if they're like over a B cup. Like if it's a strapless bra, it just doesn't happen.
Right. Unless you have your boobies that don't need any holding up, they just stay up.
Oh, they
on
don't.
their
They don't need any holding up. I can go completely braless. But if you're trying to not be inappropriate, and have your nips sticking out for everybody to look at.
Hey, don't change on my account. I'm good with. I'm good with all that.
Let me tell you, before I got these boobs, I never wore a bra. I was braless for over a decade.
Right.
Because and I thought it was cute. I liked the cute little naked boobies.
Yeah.
I thought that I was fine with it, but once they get bigger, you have to kind of strap them in a bit.
A little bit.
And it's also, they can jack them up nice too, like in a good low cut shirt. You can do all kinds of things with the boobs.
Jack them up, jam them together. Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Epstein was right about that as far as because when I was getting the boobs and we were like, no, we want them bigger, and he was like, no. He refused to put ones that were too big for my what is it, the measurement of the beginning. Stop with that phone. The measurement of my boobs, he measured where they are, the beginning and the end. He wouldn't put anything that was too big because he said it could slip underneath. Then eventually, and it would be bad news.
Yeah, so, I'm listening to his whole thing. He's like, no, we can't go too big, and I'm like, dude, listen, man, I'm the one that's gonna need to be looking and touching and doing things to these things, all right, and yeah, that would be me. So I should be the one saying that.
Yeah, he wouldn't go over.
But actually, he made them pretty large.
Yeah, they're good, and they're.
If it were left up to me, they would have been probably ridiculous. So
yeah, I know that would have been ridiculous. But I can still wear good bras that really enhance them, make them look even 2-3 sizes bigger, or give them a lot of cleavage. I have a lot to play with over there. So
yeah,
it turned out really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm quite satisfied.
Yeah. And on a final note, Kim Kardashian is worried about having a third baby because she said it's going to be like throwing a hot dog down a hallway after she has another one.
She said that?
Yeah.
That's her words? That's great. Wow.
Yeah.
Kanye must be loving that.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Kanye, good for you, man.
So I have...
Is it in? I don't know.
And on a final note, I have some random thoughts.
Random thoughts?
Random thoughts.
Really? Are they actually random?
Yes.
They're just random thoughts that go through my head.
Alison's brain is working overtime. Could be while she's driving or standing in line. So what is she thinking? What goes through her thoughts? Is it something profound or fucking just pissed her off? Get ready for random thoughts. Get ready for random thoughts.
Why is it that the car drives so much better after you get a car wash?
No, I know.
Right?
That's so true. Isn't that crazy?
Yes. Is there
any squeaks or rattles or whatever, they just go away.
And it moves like it boogies. You put it on the gas and it goes.
I think it's just all in your head.
I don't know. I think the car is happy.
Maybe, yeah. Could be happy. It could be the extra weight of the dirt that got washed off. So now you're more aerodynamic and... I'm kidding.
There has to be a reason because, I'm not making this shit up, right?
I agree with you whenever I get my truck washed, which is rarely because I have a giant dually that doesn't fit in any car wash. I have to take it to a truck wash place or do it myself. So whenever the truck does get washed, it's wow, it feels better, it rides better,
yes.
the whole Yeah, I think it's even faster.
Yes, it is faster.
How is that possible?
I don't know, but if you are a mechanic, I would like you to let us know. Please explain.
Yeah, are you guys experiencing the same thing out there?
Yeah, I'd love to share it with everybody when we find out the reason.
I hate when people say years of age. I'm 32 years of age. You're 32 years old, moron.
Right?
Years of age?
Oh, God. Stop trying to sound so intelligent, people. Can't stand that expression.
32 years of age?
Yeah. My first girlfriend used to always use that expression. I'm like, what the fuck you're like, first of all, you're a moron. Second of all, like, because she was like, oh God, she was stupid to begin with, and then but used expressions to try to sound intelligent. So you're making like a stupid point with what you think is an intelligent sounding expression. Yeah. I don't like it.
Like, who knows? Like, people out there that they try to say sound really smart and they use words they really don't even know what they mean. Like they heard someone else say them though.
Yeah.
Do you have friends like that? Like people like you work with, and you just look at them and you're like, really? Do you
want me to ask what
does that word mean? Do you really even understand what you just said? Because it completely doesn't even fit your sentence. That's how you don't even understand what your own vocabulary that you're using right now. I think it's so funny. And then I just sit there and nod my head. I'm like, oh, okay, right, yeah,
Stupid.
Okay, good for you.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Idiot.
That's great. Love it.
If I had to guess, I would say that there is no other CD in history that more people have fucked to other than the Sade CD.
Wow.
Right?
I gotta say, yeah, the Sade is definitely up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that everybody...
In fact, we were listening to it the other day, right?
Yep.
We were working in the house, and you had something like, oh, that's right, you had your phone was Bluetoothing to my new tough stereo system from DeWalt.
That's awesome.
Which is absolutely incredible, by the way. And a Sade song came on, and I said to you, I go, man, how many times have you, fucked to this over the years?
And then I had flashbacks.
Yeah. And then you're like, forget about that. How many different people did I did this?
And it's not even just Sade. It's the whole greatest hits CD.
Wow.
It's like...
But you're going back
all
way
of
back.
It's all the songs on it.
Yeah, if you're old like us, and you definitely did a lot to that.
To every song. And in a new relationship, you do it to the entire CD, and maybe it'll start over again.
Yeah. Well, you got it on loop.
Yeah, you listen to the whole thing.
It also depends on how long the session lasts.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because if you finish quick, if you're 3 minutes in.
When we were first together and we were living in that apartment, and I think we fucked for about maybe 9 hours. My mom called in the morning, and I was wasn't answering. I was like, we're busy. And then later on, she called, and she's like, and I said, we were busy. She called it 3 times.
You still busy?
And she's like, but still from this morning? I'm like, yes. We were all day in bed. It was nonstop.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we never did it to Sade.
Let's do that again.
Yeah, let's put on some Sade.
Actually, we still do that, but not quite that long, though.
Not that long. I know, we get tired quicker now.
Yeah, I just need to take a break, that's all.
Yeah.
Just take a break, go back to it.
Yeah, we do. We go back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's good, though. It's kind of more like multiple times.
Hey, as long as we're both enjoying it, it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, I'm trying to, figure out some of the shit that Sting was talking about, because evidently he has sex for, 12 hours or 50,
Who?
Sting.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look it up. Yeah, he's some sort of sexual guru into
Really?
Kama Sutra and all that stuff, and all the different positions, and him and his wife.
I don't like all of the positions.
Yeah, I'm not really digging all that either. But he was. I remember he was on Howard Stern years ago, and he was talking about. He was interviewed a number of times, and he was very well known for how often and how long he and his wife have sex, and evidently it's a whole day or whole night event that will last for hours and hours and hours, and he uses all these special different positions that will allow them to achieve multiple orgasms and the whole deal. So I was really intrigued. Well, man, is there some science behind this, or
Huh. Well,
yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking at an article online that says 7 hours includes movie and dinner. Sting clarifies those infamous comments about tantric sex with Trudy Styler 24 years on. In 1990, he made a throwaway comment about 7-hour tantric sex sessions. And nearly 25 years on, singer-songwriter Sting is still being asked about it by journalists across the globe. I guess you had heard about it back then.
I've heard about it for years. He's been interviewed many times, and he's talked about it many times. And they practice some sort of special positions and all evidently they have these marathon sessions that involves a whole ritual and multiple positions. So
well, he clarified in this statement right here. It says the idea of tantric sex is a spiritual act. I don't know any purer and better way of expressing a love for another individual than sharing that wonderful, I call it, sacrament. I would stand by it. Not 7 hours, but the idea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then he said 7 hours includes movie and a dinner.
I think we got 7 hours beat.
We absolutely have 7 hours.
And that's not even a movie and dinner.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just like,
full on straight.
That's just being
in the
naked.
bed. Yep.
Yeah. No, maybe like, there were some breaks obviously in between there. It's not like, like the whole 9 hours.
We didn't even need lube or anything.
Just a lot of water because I got really fucking thirsty. I kept going, I'm so thirsty.
And I remember afterwards, too, I remember thinking to myself, this is the first time, like, a guy ever, or anybody, like, brought me a snack after fucking.
Well, yeah.
Remember, you used to, like, come back and bring me, like, a piece of cake or something?
Yeah. Well, afterwards, I have
to the bed.
Yeah, afterwards, I have to eat. So, like, I'm, like, starving afterwards because I just, like, burn up, like, 1,000,000 calories. So,
and you like, feed me a snack.
Oh, yeah, because I got to regenerate, your energy so I can do it again. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, come on.
I thought that was really sweet. Oh.
Well, there was some, some ulterior motive to that. It was like so you would like not want to go to sleep and we could do it again. Yeah.
Oh, you're sweet.
But yeah.
I've always really, really wondered. I don't know if you even remember saying it, but do you remember back then in the beginning that you tried to encourage me before we were about to, I don't know, get in bed or do something to take a shower? Do you remember?
No, I don't particularly recall that.
I always wondered if you thought I smelled funny.
No, I know that it's something that I would usually do because usually when you saw me, I'm coming back from either being really dirty and sweaty.
What does that have to do with you telling me about a shower? Like,
maybe I don't know. Maybe I was just trying to get you in the shower with me. I don't know.
I don't know.
Hey, you want to take a shower? You're like, no, I'm clean. I'm like, God damn it. Are you sure you don't want to take a shower? No, I'm fine. Just take a fucking shower.
All right, then. All right. As long as you don't have like a lingering memory of me smelling anything.
No. I can honestly say that I've never like smelt you and be like, oh, you need to like
Speaking of smelling,
Thank God.
I have discovered that. Remember how I changed over to this wonderful deodorant? Well, I've discovered that the summertime you need to stick with the antiperspirant as well.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Just saying.
Well, thanks for filling us in.
Yeah, I used the deodorant today, and it turned out that was a bad idea.
It didn't work?
No.
Okay. Yeah, when you smell yourself, that's a problem. Yeah, because if you can smell yourself, everybody else is like really smelling you. Like your farts don't smell that bad to you, but everyone else
my farts smell good.
Everyone else runs away from them. But like you can actually deal with your own fart. Every once in a while, I'm like, oh my God, and I just run away from it. I'm like, I have to get away from it myself.
When you have protein,
it's really bad. Yeah. Which is pretty much all the time.
No, your farts, I'm happy to say, usually don't stink.
No, I'm saying I have protein pretty much all the time. But I mean, there are some times when it's just like really like, oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to get away from here.
Well, with that stinky fart note, we're going to sign off right now. But we want to remind you that we have a website called hammernailspodcast.com where you can find an Amazon banner. And listen, I know if you've been using it and if you haven't, go to our website, click on that banner, drag it up to your bookmark bar. Today is Prime Day. And there's a lot of good discount deals. Are you guys taking advantage
of this? Are you guys like online and like checking out? It's supposedly one of the biggest bargain days of the entire year. Which, by the way, I heard on the news early this morning that even like every retailer is also having their own Black Friday on Tuesday. To compete with. Yeah, so it's actually cool because it's forcing the retailers to actually cut their price. And there's like huge savings.
We all benefit.
Yeah, if you guys are just listening to this now, you're not aware of this, go online, go on Amazon because there's like
but you only get the discounts
to like
if you have
80% off sales.
Only if you have Prime. That's why it's called Prime Day. If you don't have Prime, you can sign up. It's $99 a year. It's awesome. And you get free 2-day shipping all year round, and you get the free included movies and videos, TV shows, everything. Click on our banner at the top of our website. Please, 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 pretty please. We really appreciate that. And you can also listen to our podcast on YouTube. Don't forget, we're on YouTube, on our YouTube channel right now. All you got to do is do a search for Hammer and Nails Podcast, and you'll easily find it. And we have a PayPal link on our website as well. If you guys wanted to help contribute to the cost of the podcast, we don't have any ads. We don't make any money. But if you wanted to help us, if you're enjoying the podcast, we appreciate it. And don't forget to go to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating.
Be sure to tell your friends to check out Hammer Nails Podcast. We love you guys, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.